Welcome back to Llandau in South Wales for the final race of this opening round for 2018. It's what the championship organiser Roger Keys calls the premier class in British mini bike racing. It's MiniGP70. Let's have a look at the rider lineup. In grid position order then, Bailey Stewart Campbell goes off pole for TDI Media. Thanks, Bailey. On P2 it's Evan Belford riding the 52 bike, the 10-year-old from Warwickshire. On P3 we've just seen him win the MiniGP50 race, Casey O'Gorman. In P4 it's Sean Abel, his brother James, the championship favourite before the season started. He hasn't turned up. Holly Harris goes off P5 on the 15 bike. Off P6 it's the man from Abergele. On the 127 machine, the 12-year-old Callum Beach. Owen Mellor comes next. I know he's from the northeast. I spoke to his mum earlier. Her lips were moving. I didn't understand a word she said. Finn Smart is on the 14 bike, the 11-year-old from Faversham. Rossi Banham comes next. Unlucky for some, but not for the quality reflections rider. Rides the 13 bike. Corey Stainer's on the 34, the 10-year-old from Swindon. Then comes Taylor Lawrence, number 10, age 14. He's from Gloucester. Then Jaden Toomer, we've just seen him earlier in the proceedings. He'll ride the 106 bike. Coming next is the 178 machine, the SRS International bike ridden by Saffron Watley. Chris Johnson comes next on the 42 bike, the 12-year-old from Croydon. Elliot Crosby, 15 years of age from Ashford, comes next. He rides the 92 bike, and rounding out the 16-rider grid, it's Jack Kirsch riding the 96 machine. He's 11 years of age from Gloucester. Here's Jake.
Our starters from the front of the grid, Leanne Clowes and Rob Keys, leave the grid. And we've got Stuart Campbell on the right, Belford on the left, Casey O'Gorman on the inside line of the second row. Away we go, and it's a cracking start from Belford. Belford's going to draw first blood into Hook for the first time, and Belford leads. Then it's Stuart Campbell, O'Gorman, Abel, Holly Harris still there in fifth position. Cracking start to her 2018 season. Beach is sixth. Up to seventh has come Corey Stainer. 3 places moved up. It's a non-start for Jack Kirsch. There he is, still broken down on the start line. Hopefully they'll get him going again. Behind Corey Stainer, who's up 3 places to seventh. It's Smart, Mellor and Toomer rounding up the top 10 from Rossi Banham, Crosby and Johnson.
The premier mini bike racing class in the UK, according to the championship organiser Roger Keys, and it promises to be an absolute cracker, this one, as the field come down into the Dell for the first time. Saffron Watley bringing up the rear at the moment, but I understand she is riding a MiniGP50 bike as opposed to her 70 bike, which is 20 cc's less than everybody else. But give her credit, Jake, she's not said, well, you know, if the 70's not working, I won't bother riding. She's out there, she's racing, getting track time, but she is severely limited in terms of power riding the MiniGP50 bike compared to the 70. These are much, much quicker. And look at this. Evan Belford starting to pull a gap on Bailey Stewart Campbell there in second place. You can see the blue bike of Casey O'Gorman looks down the inside of Bailey Stewart Campbell. Can't get that done. That's Sean Abel, Holly Harris, Callum Beach, and then Stainer, Smart and Mellor. The next 3. Here's the battle for the lead though.
Casey O'Gorman took a massive risk having a go at Bailey Stewart Campbell there into the Dell. I thought he was going to absolutely throw it up the inside and get through, but that's a very high risk manoeuvre on only the second lap of the race. We're on the third lap now. This is going to be an interesting one for Casey O'Gorman. He will want to assert himself. This is the only bike class at this level in the Cool Fab Mini Bikes Championships that he has yet to win a title in. This is only, I think, his 3rd meeting on a MiniGP70 bike. He's won pretty much everything there is to win at Minimoto's level. He's won the MiniGP50 class last year. MiniGP70, he wants to win this going away to continue his initiation, and again he gives Bailey Stewart Campbell a massive switch up the inside there. Having a look further back, there's Holly Harris riding in 5th position up the inside. Look at that feisty manoeuvre there from Finn Smart to dive up the inside line, and we've now got some traffic to play a little part in the mix for Bailey Stewart Campbell and Casey O'Gorman. There's Sean Abel, 4th position. He's getting away from the chasing pack, but Holly Harris in 5th position has started to accelerate away from Finn Smart in front of Stainer, and that is Callum Beach in there as well.
Yeah, the front 3 getting closer. So Evan Belford looked like he was pulling away, but he's not looking like he's pulling away now. In fact, they're closing right in on him. Looks like Bailey Stewart Campbell will go through sometime soon now. Bailey Stewart Campbell knows that Casey's had a couple of looks at him down the inside, now has another look at him there. Now, if he didn't know before, Bailey Stewart Campbell, he certainly knows that Casey's there now as they come down the hanger straight one more time. Evan Belford takes the inside line. Here comes Casey one more time. Oh, has to hit the bike up.
Goodness me.
And that's cost him time.
Casey O'Gorman very nearly slid the bike onto the back rear quarter of Bailey Stewart Campbell's bike there. He just managed to stab on the brakes with enough control to hold it together, but that could have been disastrous. Vince Smart leading the chase for sixth position further back behind these three. Wonderful pictures once again looking over the Landau circuit from the drone. It really does give you a full indication of just how much work these riders are doing over the course of a race. And these three, Belford, Stewart Campbell, O'Gorman, belted together. It's almost like an invisible chain is dragging them around in unison. Brilliant to watch how closely these three ride. Any one of them bats an eyelid or sneezes in the wrong direction, it's going to change everything in this race.
Evan Belford went down, of course, Jake, in the earlier Minimoto Pro race, I think it was.
O'Gorman again!
O'Gorman
That was so close. Somehow they managed to get the lock stops just about right there, and Bailey Stewart Campbell lives to fight another day, but Casey O'Gorman has come to battle with swords drawn.
Yeah, I was about to say Evan Belford crashed out. I think he was second, wasn't he, when he came from ninth on the grid in the earlier Minimoto Pro race, I think it was. And out front here, we'll want to stay on the bike, of course. Got a back marker in front, bit of traffic.
I think that's what held him up last time.
How you deal with the traffic, and that certainly slowed up the leader. Slowed the leader up and allowed Casey to get that much closer.
That is Belford's only real weakness I can sense at the moment, is that he just doesn't quite have the sense of independence in the traffic. He's got to wait for a clear gap rather than just decide he's going through, and that's what Casey O'Gorman is utilising at the moment. Check out these three, and look, as a result of that, both of those guys are tightened up, and Bailey Stewart Campbell is straight back in it. He's not out of this without any ejection at all. These three riders just storming around the Landau circuit together, but it's in the traffic. That's where Belford is vulnerable. He doesn't quite have that assertive, dependent nature to just banzai up the inside and assert himself. He manages to get the work round.
Oh, yes,
look,
there, though.
O'Gorman held up, and Bailey Stewart Campbell up the inside.
Just proved you wrong, Jake.
Oh,
because
well.
he just made best use of the traffic, and Casey this time gets balked. So Evan Belford, you were just saying he didn't make best use of the traffic last time round.
Well,
he
he's
has
learned.
this time. Look at that.
Yeah,
he's got a good 10-12 bike lengths, and he's got a bike between himself and the man in second place.
Perfect.
Great riding by Evan.
Well, that is how to learn your lesson in the space of a lap, because he got held up. He said, no, I've got to be more assertive. I've got to get myself into that position. I can't just allow him to move over. I've got to make him move over, and that's what he's done. Evan Belford, take a bow, sir. You have just learned how to win races in the traffic in a beautiful, absolutely no-nonsense attitude. That's really strong work. 15
bike lengths now. That's what the traffic can do. You have to, we said it before, I hate to say it again and again, guys, but in the nature of this racing is this, we're on kart circuits. This is an 1100 meter circuit. A lot of these riders are inexperienced, so the riders you see getting lapped in the traffic are a lot less experienced than these guys out front, so they tend to get lapped. And when they're getting lapped, it's how the leaders make use of that traffic that can determine the race. We saw Manuel Brinton go down while leading, trying to get past the back market in the hook. And now we've got Evan Belford, who's made best use of the traffic, created a gap, but here comes Casey, with Bailey right behind him as well. So Casey O'Gorman dragging Bailey Stewart Campbell, more traffic in front. What does Evan do this time? Yeah, this is the thing. Once Casey O'Gorman gets dialed up and wound into position, he knows how to charge forward, and he knows that Bailey Stewart Campbell is going to go with him. They all sort out the back marker in that particular moment beautifully as they go down Spitfires once again into the Dell, right. Tighter on the left, you're a little bit more strong on the brakes, you get back on the power through the right-hander to get back down the hanger straight. And look, a little bit of a check over the shoulder. I think Evan Belford knows he's in trouble. He's got to work hard. O'Gorman's going to try and come around the outside. They're ducking for the undercut. Is he going to have the throttle? No, Belford absolutely perfect in defence. What a fantastic race here in MiniGP70 to round off the opening weekend. Absolutely amazing stuff. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Click that subscribe button, click the like button as we have a look at Rossi Banham there on the 13. That's Owen Mellak, followed by Banham as they come through the Dell one more time. And Casey getting closer to the leader, and it looks like Evan Belford's going to come under pressure sometime soon. Casey
Oh.
may look to go round the outside. We saw Evan Belford go narrow last time. Evan Belford's going to have to go narrow this time because Casey right in the slipstream comes down the outside.
Belford went deep in the dell. That's unsettled him. And look, O'Gorman gets him round the outside line of the hairpin. And Bailey Stewart Campbell's going to get the job done again, is he? No, Belford slots back in. But Casey O'Gorman, that was started, that move, about 3 corners further back in the dell. Belford just got a little bit too deep on the brakes in the first part of that apex, and that unsettled him. That upset his rhythm a little bit, and Casey O'Gorman went, right, time to strike. You're going to protect the inside, I'll just do you on the outside.
Belford not happy, Jake. You can just see the body language there. He's not happy. He knew there were just 2 laps to go as he went across the line. That time they'll get the last lap board the next time round, and Belford is not happy with second at all. He's disappointed he's allowed him past around the outside, but he's got the run on Casey. Can he get him this time into the hairpin? Needs to get him this time.
Too far back. He's too far back. He's never going to be able to throw that one on the inside and risk an accident, so he's just got to follow him for one more lap. But they have got traffic. Last lap flag goes up there. The yellow flag with a black cross denotes we've got just 1 lap to go, but they have got traffic in front. And with all 3 of them in contention, let's not forget Bailey Stewart Campbell at the tail of this trio. Any one of these 3 could still win. Back marker gets out of the way. Beautifully done.
Great riding by the back marker, by the way, Jake. Great riding that to get out of the way.
Look at how close Belford is on the accelerator out of McWhirters as they go through Lancaster Curve up towards the Spitfire straight out of Chandler's once again. Great battles through the field as well, and that's one down.
Suffering down.
Well, she's getting more experience on the 20cc deficited bike today, but that's not how she wanted her first race of the season to go. Look at these 3 in tandem down to the hairpin. Belford is not going to be quite close enough. Bailey Stewart Campbell is, but he's overshot. He's overshot. Is he going to get it there? No, he's done it. He's into second as Casey O'Gorman wins it. Casey O'Gorman has got the job done. Bailey Stewart Campbell outsmarts Evan Belford on the final turn of the final lap. Amazing. And that is cool, Fab. All over. Now we've got the battle going on further back with Finn Smart in the contention for the top 6. If he can just get one over. Well, he's a little bit too far back from Callum Beach, to be fair, but he could just hang on to this in front of Corey Stainer. Now there's Sean Abel. Sean Abel comes home for 4th position. Holly Harris, what a mature ride in 5th position from Holly Harris. She is getting better and better all the time. Callum Beach is going to come home for 6th. Vince Smart right there for 7th place in front of Stainer Banham and Jaden Toomer rounding out the top 10. What a start to 2018.
Yet another win then for Casey O'Gorman in MiniGP70 from Evan Belford and Bailey Stewart Campbell rounding out the top 3. On the podium, Sean Abel and Holly Harris rounding out the top 5. Casey would go on to win races 2 and 3 to take a full scoop of 6 races in MiniGP50 and 70 over the weekend. It's easy to forget that he is still just 10 years of age. Evan Belford took 3 second places over the weekend, and he's only 15 points behind Casey, with Sean Abel, Callum Beach and Bailey Stewart Campbell rounding out the top 5. Join us again for round 2 when we'll be at Clay Pigeon in Dorchester for the very first time with mini bikes. We'll see you then.